Oh, yes, yes, that Friday feeling is back. Yes, we're back on your screens on this wonderful Friday. Yes, we are bringing that feeling of RC into your computer, into your phones, into your lounge. Yes, it's me, don't be afraid. Hello there. So what we're doing today, yes, I don't know, we're doing something with balloons. Yes, the rails are glued, yes they are, but they've still got gaps. I just couldn't do it, I couldn't sand 4 axes and weird stuff I'd have been here about until next year trying to do it. Then George from Formax said, Chris, why don't you use some balloons? Not sure how I'm going to do that. Oh, yes, stop all that tomfoolery. Yes, we're going to use the deluxe micro balloons, yes. None of that big balloonage then. Let's give this a go. Alrighty, so I'm going to be using the Speed Epoxy 2. If it's not showing you, there you go. Speed Epoxy 2, 20 minutes drying time. So this is it is high strength, increased strength to be honest with you, and sandable, sets hard, and mix ratio is 1:1. So I borrowed the wife's cooking scale, so don't tell her, will you please? And I'm going to try and do it as 1:1. So the first thing to do is I'm just going to put like some big blobs, if it comes out, that is. Hello. Here we go. So if I put in, say, whatever that is, get off, 7 grams, okay, and then I can zero it, or just do 14. Get that, come on, get out of there, sunshine. Here we go. And so I'll splurge that on until that says 14. You probably, I think maybe that's it. Let's just slow that down a bit. 10. Splodge 11, 12, 13. I reckon about there. Does he get it? No, 12. Oh, almost. That's got to be 14. Oh, come on. A little squidge 'em. Squidge! Is that a squidge? Oh, come on. Alright, you want another? Just a squidge. Just do it. Oh, no, it's just... I know it's 1:1, and you probably there is like a... Oh, don't go off. Now it's going to read 0, isn't it? Oh, of course. Right, okay. Let's just... Yeah, never mind. That's 14. It probably won't work now. Right, so I'll put that back in the kitchen later on. And now to add the balloons. Not sure how I'm going to... Don't be silly. We have got this, of course, the micro balloons. Now, apparently, let's mix this in. So let's just try and have a mix around. Mixy. I have probably done way too much here. Mind you, saying that, we are filling a gorge, aren't we? We are feeling the mounting gap. Yes, the huge gap. The Gorge. Yes, great movie that is, The Gorge. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. Brilliant. Okay, so then that's kind of mixing up. Now, I've got 20 minutes time on here. I have got a 60-minute one. But I thought, well, is it really going to take that long? Well, I don't know. So I think this is kind of thoroughly mixed anyway. This goes that kind of like silvery, if that makes sense, silvery kind of colour, whitey colour, whatever else. Now, I'm going to put these in, and just literally it just goes in like talcum powder. If you can see that, I'm sure you can. There we go. It's just a bit of, oh, plop. Not too much. Be a bit like, you know, you're making your Sunday lunch gravy. Oh dear. And you put too much in, and then you have to put more water in, and then you put more dust in, and then it's too much. You get what I'm talking about. You end up with like about 5 jugs of gravy. Right, so you just got to do this, and you need a consistency of kind of like toothpaste, or if you like making cakes, then probably kind of like frosting or something. I don't know what I'm on about. Talking rubbish as usual. But I do know you need a consistency of roughly about toothpaste. Oh, look at that. Did you know that George was saying to me as well, and I didn't know this, that if you cover stuff with epoxy and it's a bit rough, you just can't really get that smooth surface. If you apply a heat gun, or like a, you know, any type of heat, like I've got, I use a heat shrink gun or heat shrink dryer or hair dryer, whatever you've got, just to heat it up slowly, very carefully. Don't like whack a load of heat on it. It suddenly kind of like smooths itself out. Amazing. Didn't know that. Do know that now though. But the good thing as well is that it's sandable. So that is, to me, is looking toothpastey. Bit runny for toothpaste, isn't it? So I'll just put some more on. There's no, I couldn't find it on a website anyway, or anywhere, about the ratio of balls, micro balls, balls, micro balloons. They're not balls, they're balloons. Micro balloons versus the epoxy. And I must keep an eye. I should have a timer on, really, shouldn't I? You got 5 minutes to do. Oh yeah, that's definitely a toothpaste. I would call that toothpaste. It's a bit runny, but I would call that toothpaste. Yeah, it's kind of more, you say. Yes, I think so. Just and just for luck. There you go. More balloons. Now it's really interesting, this actually. Here's a picture while I'm stirring this. This is a microscopic look at what the balloons and epoxy look like when they're in together. How cool is that? Yes, basically you are making almost like a honeycomb, but instead of the honeycomb shape, they're round. So round honeycombs, if that makes sense. Or it would just be called balloons. Yes, micro balloons. So it aerates the epoxy, which makes it light and fluffy. Fluffy! Nice and fluffy. To then sort of like not add a huge weight. I think that's toothpaste. I'm giving that a toothpaste. I'm going for gold. I'm going for gold. Right, let's get the plane quick. Alrighty. Yeah, so here we go. There's the old huge Gapio. I probably have done enough actually. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna, hopefully this is all good. I'm just gonna sort of like let that kind of ooze into there. Oh no, ooze. That is definitely oozing. I'm just going to push that along to say we can get all the stuff off afterwards, the gunk. So, and obviously the tape's going to help my life a bit better. I'm just going to keep pushing that through until I see it ooze out the front, because it's the front that's the worst. Or, well, it's all worse actually. But if I keep pushing it, hopefully, you've got to remember that you've got 20 minutes. And I forgot to get my gloves, because I wanted to smooth this off with my finger, but that's all going in. That's going in the hole. Keep pushing, just keep pushing, just keep pushing. I think that's being pushed under there. Let's get that down. Maybe it's yeah. I'm hoping this is enough micro balloons I put in here. It should be. Yeah. So there you go. So if you keep pushing, and then obviously it's going to squidge out the front where it's saying, yeah, I'm full up there, you're all good. There you go. I mean, I'm not too worried about, I was worried about that. Maybe I haven't got enough balloons in here still, I don't know. I'm not too worried about if it, I don't want to do that, come on, is it? If it's still not like, you know, flush. Because I can always do another batch, or I can just use the normal wood filler. As I say, it is going to be covered with, which we'll go through in a little while. I'll show you what we're covering it with. So I'll tell you what, I'm there you go. I'm just going to crack on filling that. Hopefully it won't ooze out. It's my main concern. I'm going to keep on filling this, and we'll come back. Oh yes, look, there it goes. It's all dried in the pot. Let me get that out. Oh, there's bits of it. I'm trying to get that bottom bit out. Oh, that's crispy, crunchy sound. Absolutely awesome. There we go. Reusable pots. There we go. They make you reusable. Now that is dry as a bone. If I just pull out a bit actually, just so it doesn't go mad. It's a bit sticky in the corners where obviously maybe I missed a bit or something, but it is, you can dig your fingernail in it, but I think because it's such a lot, maybe that that 1 gram of hardener, maybe I should have put a bit more hard in it, but it is going hard. I mean, this is totally hard, as I say, it is cracky, but as you say, it's not really flexible, it is a bit, I don't know. But that's the best way to use it and sand it anyway, so it's a bit, yeah. I'm happy with that. Yes, we're going to be using the iPhone cam. Yes, there we go. So look where I took the tape off, it's really nice. As you can see, that's all turned out nice. It's actually kind of yellow, which I was quite surprised about. I'm not sure why it's turned yellow, but it's all sealed and bits and pieces, and it's all done. Really happy with that, and it's solid as well. I mean, it is solid. If I crunch that too much, it's probably going to break this, because this is really thin, not so solid. But there you go. In fact, let's just have a bit of frontage cam. There you go. I'm on the. Oh, this is the plane that's on the tilt. There you go. Happy dappy. Finally, the rails are on. Oh yeah. Well, let's just have a look at the side here now. I don't know if I can keep it in focus at the same time, but I will try. You could just see where I forgot to do it off this side. Now, as I say, I want to leave it for at least a day, I think. But if I just start, see, to me, you probably can't see that, but that's rubbing down already. You can feel that it's still not 100% dry, but I'm concerned now that I didn't put enough hardener in there, even though it's 1-to-1. But that is a lot, isn't it? I did put a lot there. But that's sanding off, so it will sand down and it will sand off, as you can see. So I'm really happy with that. I really am. Inside, I just wanted to tell you, inside, into this side, it is so weak. I think I must have put the wrong thickness in here. The same with the back here. It's really thin. So because of that, I might put some carbon in here. Me and myself, when George Formax was here, we did test some bits and pieces of carbon, the best way to stick it in to give it a bit more rigidity, if I can say that word right, just in case. But now I've got, this will be the throwing part of it, so you know, you'll be holding on to this and throwing it. Any splurges that I've got will just sand away. But that is really cool stuff, hey? I mean, that is solid, it's light and fluffy. And there you go, my rails have done and they're stuck. I mean, I'm starting to touch them now and they're not even really pushing in with my fingernail, so it's obviously the amount that I used. If I could have probably put a bit more hardener in, it would have dried a lot quicker, but it's a lot. There was a lot of stuff in there. Now, I did say about covering. Now, I got this. I want to show you this. This was from eBay. Everyone knows eBay. And this is very fine. This is, if I can, this is 18 gram glass fiber cloth, ultra lightweight. I don't want to sort of like, there we go. It's very, there we go. Very lightweight indeed. Very thin. Now, the great thing about this on eBay, I was saying, is this came in at 1 metre by 5 metres for 12 quid, £12. Now, work that out in your dollars, euros and everything else. Cheap as chips. In fact, it's cheaper than chips. To get 5 metres by 1 metre for 12 quid, that's bargain. Now, what's not 12 quid is, funny enough, Deluxe, got to stop saying that, Deluxe, is air epoxy. I want to be using this to cover the aircraft. I haven't tried this out yet, and I'm dying to try it out. This hasn't got a, I don't think it's got a shelf life on this. I just want to go back, actually. Anyway, so that's what we're covering the plane with. It's going to be great. It's going to be tough, sturdy and hard, so if it does have a few knocks. So I'm not too worried about that balsa at the back, you know, the back of it. Now, one thing I did want to talk about, actually, while we're on here, while I've got you, hopefully you're still stuck there and waiting for the next brilliant thing that I'm going to find. But let's talk about epoxy. Now, I don't know, obviously there is so many makes out there. I just use Deluxe just because it's, yeah, I like it. The only thing that concerns me is this little thing up here. It says, shelf life is approximately 1 to 2 years. Now, I've looked on here. Now, this, you know that this is not cheap. Definitely not cheap. Now, on here, I've been trying to look and I haven't found, unless someone can tell me where it is, a date of manufacture. Because this could have been, I don't know, it might not have been, but this could have been sitting on a shelf for a year. And that was made from manufacturer 6 months before it went to the shop. Which means I've only got 6 months before I can't use it. That's the only thing that's a bit concerning about this sort of thing, when it's got a shelf life. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to use all of that, really, within, well, I might with 2 years, but yeah, there should be a real date on here. So Deluxe, if you're watching, put dates on here of manufacturer. Because otherwise, you know, I could get it, I don't know, a month before the shelf life runs out. Don't know, who knows? Maybe someone does. But if I keep making gaps like that, I'm going to be finished it within a month with me micro balloons. But you can see that it's really, really cool, and it is fluffy and light. It's, you know, I should have measured. Sorry, balsa dust would be kicking out. I should have weighed the aircraft first of all, and then weighed it after I've glued it. I should have done that, but I didn't. So sorry about that. But you could see, yeah, it just looks fluffy. And as you saw the picture of all the micro balloons, sort of like aerating the epoxy, it's fantastic. So there you go. So we are going to cover this. It's going to be fun covering this, but because it's so light, it is probably do all the creases and everything else. But I'm going to be spraying it. Remember, so I'm adding more weight, which is not good. I mean, the air epoxy is not good either. The epoxy. Adding more weight, so it'd be interesting if this even gets off the ground. Now, our good friend Colin, that we haven't really mentioned, who's a good friend of George's from Formax, and that I've met up at the field that we go to, lovely bloke. He's been giving me some tips as well. He is also building one of these Harriers. I'm not going to show you a picture. Maybe I'll show you a picture next week or whatever else. But he's doing a lot better job than I am. So I'm getting a lot of tips from him and bits and pieces as well. So a big thank you, Colin, for all that. I don't know what he's covering these with. He did say, but I've forgotten. Yeah, it'd be interesting because hopefully we'll both made them at the same time if he hasn't already. So just be interested, and we'll get some weights of his and mine and see how mine flies. But talking of flying weather, it's coming. It is. It's been a nice spring week this week. Outside today is not so nice spring day. It's typical on a Friday, isn't it? That this is why you need me, Dad's Aussie Hanger, to bring in that Friday feeling, because there's always that day when it's just horrible outside, but you can always get back in here and have some fun in the hangar. But yeah, but apparently tomorrow and Sunday is meant to be a really nice sunny day, and the winds are relatively very low, so you never know, we could come out with a flight video. But it'll probably be me, it'll probably be just a random, because I will be bringing out this little baby behind me, just to get the cobwebs off before we can fly around with all the other stuff and get my confidence back and know that I didn't forget it over the winter. Anyway, thanks for popping by. Really appreciate if you've stuck it to the end. But yeah, micro balloons. Get some. Put it in there. Now, there's, you know, obviously Deluxe do it, but there are other makes. And if you're a fan of Cliff Harvey, which most people are, if you're not, go to his channel and press like. He's almost at 10k, or is he just over 10k? One of the two, anyway. He doing a similar sort of thing. Funny enough, I watched a video yesterday, and he's doing exactly what I was about to do today, but he uses the different make as well. So, you know, have a look at costs. The costs are always important. When you're building, you want to try and keep the cost down to a minimum, or at least have something that's going to have a bit more of a shelf life, so you can use for another project. Unless it's been sitting in a shop for about nearly 2 years before I got it, and the shelf life, and that's probably why it's tacky. That's probably why it's tacky and not hardening straight away. It's no good anymore. I doubt it very much. But anyway, stop waffling on, Chris. If you can get out this weekend, then please do so. Get out there, get rid of all that stress, de-stress, have some fun. If you crash, you crash. It's all part of the hobby. just laugh about it, and you never know, you might be able to bring it back and fix it. I've knocked the wheels off this one, and I've done something else, brought it back to the hangar, fixed it, patched it up, stronger than ever. Fantastic. Get out and have fun. If not, just get in the hangar and do some stuff. And if you can't get into the hangar, just watch a load of my videos. There's plenty of them to watch and to laugh and everything else. And hopefully today I brought you a smile and you feel good for that Friday feeling. Oh yes. Listen, if you get out there, be safe, but keep safe. But most of all, have fun and spread the word. Thanks for popping by, and I'll see you next week when we can start putting some wings and stuff on this bird. Oh yes. Ta-da!